Welcome to Excel Learning. I am Abhishek Sir, and this is your digital learning platform for complete care of English, English literature as well as English grammar. Today's video is for my SSC students, class 9, and the story is extremely fascinating story, A Face in the Dark by Ruskin Bond. And before starting the video, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe, press the bell icon so that you can get regular updates, and don't forget to share the channel with your friends and family members because good things must be shared. So guys, without wasting time, let's get started. A Face in the Dark, and we will do this chapter into two parts. Okay? So I would like to request you all to keep the book right in front of you. If you have highlighter, keep the highlighter so that you can highlight all the keywords, and keep a pencil also so that you can take down all the notes. A Face in the Dark by Ruskin Bond. In page number 73, something has been given about Ruskin Bond. Like Ruskin Bond, an Indian author of British descent, is a prolific writer. Prolific means, well-known writer, whose works are popular with adults and children alike. In the following story, writer Ruskin Bond relates a thrilling incident set among the picturesque hill around Shimla. Ruskin Bond's fascination with the paranormal finds expression in this macabre tale. Macabre tale means fearful, thrilling, horror, mysterious tales, stories. Mr. Oliver, a school teacher, is on his way back to school late one night when he meets a strange boy. See guys, late one night, strange boy. The encounter fills him with terror and he takes to his heels, only to discover that there is no escape for him. Ruskin Bond makes skillful use of all the elements of a horror story: fear, surprise, suspense and mystery to explore humanity's collective fascination with the dark. This is the theme of the story, humanity's collective fascination with the dark. Now we are getting into the story directly, page number 74. Once again, I request you all to keep a highlighter if you have, and take a pencil to mark down all the notes. Mr. Oliver, an Anglo-Indian teacher. Anglo-Indian is a keyword for Mr. Oliver. Mr. Oliver, an Anglo-Indian teacher, was returning to his school late one night. Late one night, another keyword. On the outskirts of the hill station of Shimla. From before Kipling's time, the school had been run on English public school lines. English public school lines, another keyword. And the boys, most of them from wealthy Indian families. Wealthy Indian families, another keyword, wore blazers, cap and ties. So see, all the students, those who come to that particular school, they were very wealthy. They were belonging from a wealthy family, and they all wore blazer, caps and ties. Life magazine, please circle the term. I am telling you the details about Life magazine. Life magazine, in a feature on India, had once called it the Eden of the East. Eden of the East, another keyword for this particular chapter. Mr. Oliver had been teaching in the school for several years. So underline the sentence. Mr. Oliver had been teaching in the school for several years. That means this particular sentence shows us that Mr. Oliver is, or was, whatever you say, Mr. Oliver is an experienced teacher, or he is a senior teacher. Now Life magazine is an American magazine published weekly until 1972, and it was found in 1883. Now once again, Anglo-Indian means person who settled in India during British time. So Mr. Oliver, he was an Anglo-Indian teacher, and every day after school he used to come to the Shimla Bazaar because it's a very, very fascinating place. Okay, full of restaurants and many cinema halls are there. So after the school he used to come to that particular place to amuse himself, to spend few hours, few minutes for with himself. Then he goes back to his school. So the day about which the story is telling us, on that day he was late to return to his school. So late one night, see, first of all it was night, second it was late. So already the author has given us a hint that something bad or something mysterious is going to happen, because it was night and it was late night. Kipling's. Before Kipling's time, Kipling's you already know, Rudyard Kipling, the author of Jungle Book, that जंगल जंगल पता चला है चड्डी पहन के फूल खिलाए, that particular person only. So before Kipling's time, the school had been run on English public school lines. All the boys, that means the boys, the students, those who used to come to that particular school, they all were belonging from wealthy family. They wore blazers, caps and ties. And Life magazine, in a feature on India, Life magazine जो है एक बार इंडिया के ऊपर एक फीचर किया था, उसमें उस पर्टिकुलर स्कूल को ईटन ऑफ द ईस्ट के रूप से करार दिया गया था. ईटन ऑफ द ईस्ट, यू मे नोट इट डाउन. ईटन ऑफ द ईस्ट, Eton actually a college in Windsor, England, boys' school, and one of the most prestigious schools. Now, Life magazine in a feature on India had once called it the Eton of the East. Mr. Oliver had been teaching in the school for several years. So, Mr. Oliver is an experienced teacher, or Mr. Oliver is a senior teacher. I hope there is no confusion in the first paragraph. Now, second one. The Shimla Bazaar, with its cinemas and restaurants, was about 3 miles from the school. So, it may come as a short question, the distance from school to Shimla Bazaar. The Shimla Bazaar, with its cinemas and restaurants, was about 3 miles from the school, and Mr. Oliver, a bachelor. A bachelor is another keyword for Mr. Oliver. Mr. Oliver, a bachelor, usually strolled into the town in the evening. That means, please underline the sentence, Mr. Oliver, a bachelor, usually strolled into the town in the evening. That means, Mr. Oliver loves to walk. Mr. Oliver loves to walk. This is the reason after school, every day he used to come to Shimla Bazaar. Just for a walk, just to have a walk. Returning after dark, when he would take a shortcut through the pine forest. The pine forest, another keyword. So see, once again in the second paragraph, the author has given us one more hint that something bad, something ominous is going to happen. In the first paragraph, late one night, it was late. उसके ऊपर देर हो गया था उस दिन, it was late. And now in the second paragraph, Mr. Oliver, when Mr. Oliver used to go back to his school, he always takes the path through the pine forest. Late one night, forest. So see, something fishy is there. The pine forest is another keyword for this particular chapter. Third paragraph. When there was a strong wind, the pine trees made sad, eerie sound. Sad, eerie. Both are keywords, and definitely these words are pouring more ghee into the aag. Right? These words are pouring more ghee into the aag. See, first paragraph, late one night. Second paragraph, pine forest. Third paragraph, sad, eerie sound. So, very skillfully and diplomatically, the author is taking all the readers to the climax of that particular story. When there was a strong wind, the pine trees made sad, eerie sound that kept most people to the main road. So, when strong wind is there, एक sad, eerie sound क्रिएट होता है पाइन फॉरेस्ट के अंदर, और वो जो साउंड जो क्रिएट होता है उसके वजह से क्या होता है, मैक्सिमम जो इंसान है, लोग है, वो पाइन फॉरेस्ट के थ्रू जो शॉर्टकट जो रास्ता है उससे नहीं, मतलब वो रास्ता यूज नहीं करते, कोई भी मेन रोड से जाते. बट मिस्टर ऑलिवर इज एक्सेप्शन, राइट? बट मिस्टर ऑलिवर वाज नॉट a nervous or imaginative man. Please underline the sentence. Mr. Oliver was not a nervous or imaginative man. This particular sentence represents the characteristic of Mr. Oliver. Mr. Oliver was not a nervous or imaginative man. He carried a torch. He always carried a torch, and its gleam, the batteries were running down. Now see, whenever Mr. Oliver takes the path through the pine forest, he always carries a torch. He always takes a torch. Like the torch is his only companion. The torch is his only companion whenever he goes through the pine forest. But on that day, the battery of the torch was running down. Late one night, pine forest, sad eerie sound. Fourth one is the battery of the torch was running down. उसी दिन जो है टॉर्च का जो बैटरी है उसे खत्म होना था. सो द बैटरीज वेर रनिंग डाउन and it screamed the batteries were running down, moved fitfully down the narrow forest path when its flickering light fell in a figure of a boy who was sitting alone on a rock. Mr. Oliver stopped. Boys were not supposed to be out in the dark. Underline the sentence. Boys were not supposed to be out in the dark. So see guys, Mr. Oliver takes that particular path only through the pine forest, and he always carries a torch. But on that day only, the batteries of the torch were running down, and when he was going through the pine forest, suddenly the gleam or the light of the torch fell on a figure. The figure alone in the pine forest was sitting on a rock. वो जब जा रहे थे वहां से अचानक वो टॉर्च का जो लाइट है एक फिगर के ऊपर जाके मतलब फोकस जो है उस पर गया. And in the pine forest, the boy was sitting alone. So see, it was a night. It was not only night, but it was a late night. It was pine forest. The pine forest makes sad, eerie sound, and a boy is sitting alone on a rock in the pine forest. Mr. Oliver stopped. So see, already it has been told about Mr. Oliver that Mr. Oliver is not a nervous or imaginative kind of guy. So Mr. Oliver did not avoid the boy. Having a look at the boy, Mr. Oliver did not avoid. Mr. Oliver stopped. रुक गए वो वहां पे. Boys were not supposed to be out of the dark. वो अपने आप को बोल रहा है Mr. Oliver. Boys were not supposed to be out after dark. बाहर कैसे नहीं आना चाहिए. So Mr. Oliver is concerned. Mr. Oliver is concerned. What are you doing out here, boy? Asked Mr. Oliver sharply. Sharply, please. Sharply, another keyword, and it shows that Mr. Oliver is a strict person. What are you doing here? Out here, boy. Asked Mr. Oliver sharply, moving closer so that he could recognize the miscreant. Miscreant is another keyword, and the meaning of miscreant is knave, rogue, you can say. But even as he approached the boy, Mr. Oliver sensed that something was wrong. Mr. Oliver sensed that something was wrong. Please underline the sentence. So Mr. Oliver encountered the boy. The boy was sitting alone in the pine forest. Okay. Mr. Oliver saw the boy, encountered the boy, and at first he thought, no, इस बंदे को तो यहाँ पे नहीं आना चाहिए था, नहीं रहना चाहिए था, क्योंकि अभी बहुत रात हो गया है, अभी डार्क हो गया है, अभी तो किसी भी लड़के को बाहर नहीं आना चाहिए. So Mr. Oliver stopped over there and he asked the boy, "What are you doing here, boy?" At first his voice was, he was very strict. In a strict manner he asked, "What are you doing here, boy?" तुम यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हो? But he did not get any reply from the boy. So he thought that particular figure must be a miscreant. कोई शैतान बच्चा जरूर है वो, इसलिए वो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यहाँ पे बैठा हुआ है रात को. ऊपर से मैं पूछ रहा हूँ तो वो बच्चा उत्तर नहीं दे रहा है, वो बच्चा आंसर नहीं दे रहा है. So he must be a miscreant, he must be a knave. So as he did not get any reply from the boy, he moved closer to the boy. He moved closer to the boy, and when he moved closer to the boy, he realized that something was wrong. So we can say that Mr. Oliver was a sensible person. I repeat, Mr. Oliver was a sensible person. This is one more characteristic of Mr. Oliver. The boy appeared to be crying. So simply circle the term. The boy appeared to be crying. वो जो बच्चा था, वो जो बंदा था, वो रो नहीं रहा था, बट उसे देख के लग रहा था कि वो रो रहा है या फिर रोने वाला है. That means appear to be crying. It seems or it shows that unhappiness of the boy. The boy was not happy. Now we don't know with what, but the boy was not happy. This is the reason the boy was appeared to be crying over there. His head hung down. He held his face in his hand, and his body shook convulsively. कांप रहा था, लेकिन जिसे कहते हैं. The boy's head hung down and he was covering his face with his hand, and slowly उसका जो body जो है वो कांप रहा था. It was shaking convulsively. It was strange, soundless sweeping. Strange, soundless sweeping. Keywords. It was a strange, soundless weeping, and Mr. Oliver felt distinctly uneasy. So Mr. Oliver did not get any reply from the boy, so he moved closer to the boy, and he sensed that the boy was crying. Something was wrong. The boy, appeared to be crying, and the boy's head was down, and the boy was covering his face with his hand. So Mr. Oliver was not able to see the boy's face so that he could recognize who the boy was. The boy might be from his school, okay, but as he was covering his face with his hand, Mr. Oliver could not recognize the boy. But Mr. Oliver sensed, Mr. Oliver understood that something wrong was there. And when Mr. Oliver got the point that he was crying or appeared to be crying, it gave Mr. Oliver an uneasy feelings. Mr. Oliver को कुछ मतलब एक होता है ना कि अजीब सा फीलिंग होना. So Mr. Oliver was feeling very uneasy. Now already many questions arise. Like, who is the boy? वो जो लड़का था वो कौन था? Why was the boy sitting alone in the pine forest? Why was the boy crying? What did Mr. Oliver see after feeling uneasy? Many questions are there. Many questions are there, and we will discuss everything, but in our next video. So guys, keep watching. Do watch the videos. Comment if you have any problem. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. If you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe. Press the bell icon so that you can get regular updates, and definitely don't forget to share the channel with your friends, because good things must be shared. So see you soon in our next video with the next part of this particular chapter, A Face in the Dark by Ruskin Bond. Till then, take care.